guys, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry that I haven't uploaded a video for a little while, but I literally don't know how people get videos up with a baby. It's not even the filming part, it's the getting ready part. I never have makeup, hair done, clothes on anymore. I literally just live in pyjamas and look gross all the time, so hats off to all you people with babies that manage to get videos up. So yeah, today is Wilf's 1 month update. He turned 1 month old on Friday on the 27th of October. I cannot believe he is 1 month old. Feels like he's been here 5 minutes, but then weirdly I can't remember him not being here at the same time. So yeah, I don't know what format to do this video, so I've just made a list and I'm just going to go through it. But if there's kind of specific things you want me to mention in the next video that I've not mentioned, or a specific like format you want me to follow, just let me know, and I will kind of adapt these videos to however you want to see them. So I thought, just looking at my little list down here on my phone, I thought I would start with sleep, as that is obviously a big one with a newborn. And at the risk of sounding really jammy and annoying, Wilf sleeps pretty well. He's a baby, so obviously it's not amazing, but he pretty much wakes for his feeds, which are like every 3 hours or so. Give him his feed, he goes back to sleep and wakes up for the next one. So, you know, that's amazing. It's not bad at all. I remember when I was pregnant, I wasn't getting any sleep at all, and people would say to me like, if you think you're not sleeping now, wait until the baby gets here and then you'll know what it really means. But I definitely sleep better now than I did when I was pregnant. For the last 10 weeks of my pregnancy, I was up every hour without fail for needing a wee, or with my SPD, or like various things were waking me up, and I'm definitely sleeping better now. Also, I think I'm coping with the sleeping thing better because, and I hoped this would be the case, when I was kind of trying to conceive and we were going through the infertility and the miscarriages and stuff, and I'd hear people like on Facebook or whatever moaning about having a baby and not being able to sleep, and I'd always think like, I understand it's tiring, and I've got a baby, I do understand, but at the same time, I think when you're going through infertility or miscarriage or anything like that, you are losing sleep all the time because you're constantly worrying that this thing that you want more than anything in the world isn't going to happen. I was constantly losing sleep and panicking that I wouldn't have a baby. And I remember thinking, when I do have a baby, I hope I am so much more tolerable of this because of that. And I hope, like, if I wake up in the night with my baby, I will remember what it feels like to not be able to sleep because of worrying about that. And I totally have done that, and I'm really pleased to, like, if I wake up in the night because he's crying, I'm totally fine. Like, that is the best reason to wake up in the night, in my opinion. There are a lot of worse things that can be keeping you awake, so waking because your baby wants a cuddle, for me, is not a bad thing at all. And yes, it's tiring, but it's so worthwhile as well, isn't it? Oh, look at that grumpy face. You're having a little dream. So yeah, that is sleep. If anyone's wondering how he's sleeping, we have him next to our bed, just down here, in the snuzz pod with the sleepy head inside. I am going to do like a newborn essentials video on everything we've purchased that I think's absolutely worth it. And I might do the same on like things that we haven't got along with, but the sleepy head, love it, and he really seems to settle in there. So yeah, sleep isn't bad at all. The other main thing to probably talk about that I know everyone will ask about, and has definitely been the toughest thing for us, is feeding. I'm sure pretty much all women find feeding tough in whatever format they decide to do that. Again, I'm going to do a whole video on this. I would have done it by now, but it's something that has affected me. Not affected me, I don't want to make it sound really dramatic because it's not. But I've found the whole feeding thing more emotional than I thought I would. I always said fed is best, and I absolutely still stand by that. But coming to the absolute decision of how you want to feed your child is actually really difficult, and there is a lot of pressure from a lot of people that you maybe wouldn't expect there to be pressure from. But to give you a brief overview of what we're doing and how we got to that point, when Wilf was born, he was taken straight down to neonatal, and I was still up in theatre, and they needed to give him food, so they gave him a bottle of formula, which was absolutely fine with me. Then Wilf was in neonatal longer than we expected because he had quite bad jaundice and he wasn't able to be taken out from under the lights, so we were feeding him a bottle kind of through his incubator essentially. So again, he was having a bottle then, he was getting used to a bottle. My milk didn't come in that whole time. My milk didn't come in for like a week, so I wasn't even able to hand express colostrum. There was literally nothing. My boobs were completely dry, which was the most frustrating thing when your baby is on neonatal and you want to be able to give them food. It is the most frustrating thing in the world to not be able to do that. Obviously the nurses are doing so much for your baby and you want to do everything you can, and not being able to provide him with that milk I found really tough, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. So yeah, eventually, about a week later, my milk came in, and obviously I wanted to give breastfeeding a go, as that was always kind of how I'd hoped I'd be able to feed Wilf, but because he'd been having a bottle for a week by that point, he was not interested in the slightest. The midwives tried to help me get him to latch on. He just wasn't interested at all. So then I started to express with a breast pump, and that's kind of taking us up to where we are today. Even though my milk came in, and again I want to do a whole video on this because it's not been what I would expect it to be, I haven't had a lot of milk at all. If I don't express, my boobs don't leak, my boobs don't get sore, they don't get engorged, they don't leak when he cries. All the things that you expect to happen, that you hear happening, hasn't happened for me. In order for me to express even like an ounce of milk, it takes a long time. It's quite uncomfortable, it can be quite painful. So yeah, he is combi fed with a bottle on expressed breast milk and formula. That is kind of where we're at the moment. I don't know how long I will keep up expressing, if I'm honest, because again I'm not producing much milk, and frankly it's exhausting and it's painful and I just don't have the supply. I've tried everything. If you have a problem with that, and a problem with the fact that my child is having formula, then keep it to yourself, because I think there is enough pressure on mums and new mums as it is, without having people saying how you should and shouldn't feed your child. He is getting as much breast milk as I can give him, but sadly that's just not enough. So yeah, that's where we're at. He's being combi fed. He definitely is gaining weight, although I've not had him weighed for a while, but he is feeling like a little chunk, aren't you? So yeah, I've no concerns. No concerns at all. So we've talked about sleep, we've talked about feeding. What else? Colic. So Wilf is a really chilled baby. Since he's been here, he's been a really chilled little boy. As you will remember from when I was pregnant, if you watched my pregnancy updates, I was in and out of hospital a lot with reduced movements. Wilf just wasn't an active baby. And yeah, now I know Wilf, I can see that he was probably just a lazy baby. I don't know if there was anything going on in there to make his movements reduced, but some days he was super active. Some days he wasn't. There wasn't really a pattern to it, but now knowing how he is, that is a complete reflection of how he is outside the womb. Some days he will be strappy, and some days he will pretty much just sleep all day, won't you? So yeah, that just seems to be how he is. So he is quite a chill baby. But yeah, as I mentioned, colic has reared its head in the past week or two. And in the afternoon and evenings he pretty much just screams. It was pretty horrendous at first because he had been such a chill baby, to then him just screaming at us, and we didn't really know what was going on. But when we figured out that it was colic, we have moved on to Dr. Brown's anti-colic bottles and Infocol, and the combination of the two of those seems to be working pretty well for us. He's definitely a lot calmer than he was. and they seem to be doing a pretty good job. I've heard quite a lot about Colief. Is it Colief? I think that's what it's called. But we've not invested in that or tried it yet. So if you have had any experience with that, please let me know if it's worthwhile in the comments. And I've also heard quite a lot about gripe water. Again, haven't tried that yet, but please let me know in the comments if you think it's worthwhile. So yeah, it's pretty under control now, I think, with the anti-colic bottles and the Infocol, but it's always best to be prepared because he was a little bit screechy, weren't you? Yes. And it was really sad because he was doing that horrible like pained scream, like the pained colic scream. If you've dealt with a colicky baby, you will know that scream well, and like the pulling the knees up and just looking so uncomfortable. It was really sad. It was really sad. But yeah, he seems a lot better now. Like, we're starting to get things under control, which is really good. What else is on my list? So I thought I would just quickly talk a little bit about kind of weight, what clothes size he's in, how he's looking, just like his general appearance and how he's changed since birth. So I don't know how well you can see. I'm going to turn him around for this bit and show him to you. I hope you can see him okay there. Here's little Wilf. So Wilf is in first size still. He's still in first size and he's still in newborn, as he is quite dinky, but he is definitely chunking out. This is a first size neck sleep suit and it fits him perfectly, but I don't think we're going to have too long left in it, and he is wearing quite a lot of up to 1 month as well, but that is still slightly big on him. Yeah. Not had him weighed for a little while. Last time I had him weighed he was just a smidge under 7 pounds, but that was about 2 weeks ago, so I imagine he is a lot bigger now and he is quite heavy. My arms are getting tired here. This is a workout, isn't it? So as you can see, he's got a fabulous head of hair still, although I do think it's quite a lot lighter than when he was born. It's definitely going quite blonde, which is to be expected, as I was blonde when I was younger, and Andrew was like white blonde, very, very blonde when he was little. So I do think Wilf's going to be a little blondie. He's got dark blue eyes when they're open. I think, do all babies have blue eyes? But I do have a feeling his might stay blue. I think currently they're really similar. I'm going to have to put you down, you're so heavy. They're a really similar colour to Andrew's. It's quite a dark grey blue, which is how they are at the moment. They're exactly the same colour as Andrew's. So whether they will stay that way or they will change, I do not know. But at the moment, that is how they are looking. Yeah, and that's probably it looks-wise. He's just a little beauty, aren't you? He's got the loveliest little pouty lips. And he has a habit of sucking in his bottom lip, which is really, really cute. And he's got a double chin, which on me is not cute, but on him is just the cutest thing ever. I'm just obsessed with like feeling his little double chin. Lucky boy, aren't you a lucky boy? Just have mummy squeeze you all day. So finally for this, I thought I would just whip through some of his likes and dislikes. I've just made a list. I'm not going to dwell on any of them, but I thought I would do this every month and we can see whether what he's liking and disliking is changing. So, likes for month 1, I've got bath time. He loves his snuggle baby bath until hair washing. He's not a fan of that, but he loves just sitting in the bath and he likes to feel his own toes in the water. It's really cute. He loves cuddles. He will kind of go down in his sleepy head or in his little chair swing thing, but he definitely is a baby that likes to be cuddled a lot, especially by his mummy, much to Daddy's dismay. He loves being in the car. If he's... Oh, what's the matter? If he's having a diva moment and can't calm down, we will put him in the car, and that really chills him out. He loves my hair. It's really weird. He'll like me just to put it on his face. He loves that. Obviously have to be careful with that, but yeah. He loves just to grab tufts of my hair. If he's really upset, he will just pull my hair and it seems to really calm him down. It's like a comfort blanket for him. He'll just like hold my hair like this. It's really cute, but quite painful for mummy, isn't it? And he loves to go in the baby carrier. We have got the... what's it called? Caboo Close baby carrier. Took us a few times to get used to it. it made me a bit worried at first because I felt like he was squashed against my chest and I was so scared he couldn't breathe. But we've got the hang of it now and we both absolutely love it. It makes my life so much easier. If I need to take Daisy out, who's our dog, I'm sure you all know, if I need to take Daisy out, it is so much easier to have Wilf in the carrier than it is to try and push the pram and walk the dog. And he's just really chilled in there. He'll just lie there quietly the whole time. It really chills him out. So they are his likes for month 1, and his dislikes are having his nappy changed, which is pretty standard baby thing I think, but he hates having his nappy changed. He also hates being naked. I think some babies love being naked, but Wilf is a little prude and he doesn't like it at all. He kicks off until you put his clothes back on. So he hates like having his clothes changed. So yeah, he also specifically doesn't like having his feet out. He likes to have like a sleep suit on covering his feet, or like socks. Very strange little boy. And finally, he hates having his hair washed, which is a shame because I love it because it goes so fluffy and like just like big when it's been washed. It's really, really cute, but he hates having his hair washed. But yeah, that is it for his 1 month update. That's everything I can think of. If I have missed anything that you'd like me to include in future updates, or if you want me to do anything different with the format, please let me know, as obviously I've not done these videos before and I don't really know what you want me to include. But I'm going to leave it there for month 1 and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!